In a final move to button up their case, Gwyneth Paltrow's defense team calling Terry Sanderson back to the stand.
Did you go to Europe, visit Netherlands, Germany, Switzerland, Italy, France, Belgium?
Showing the jury a carousel of photos as they grilled him on his extensive international travels since the 2016 ski crash.
Floated down the Amazon?
Yes, I guess so.
Costa Rica, did you do a zip line?
Same trip, yes.
Sanderson claiming those adventures were part of his healing process before once again recounting the moment he says Paltrow slammed into him on a Utah ski slope 7 years ago.
And the silence was broken with a hysterical scream, the very best hysterical scream you've ever heard.
The retired optometrist is suing the actress for at least $300,000, claiming the accident caused permanent brain damage that impacted his mental capacity.
I was not making good decisions, and that sort of near-death experience happened twice again.
And you blame Miss Paltrow, for all three of those near-death experiences after, true?
I don't know if I said that.
Are you claiming it right now in this lawsuit?
Yes, very unusual for me not to make good decisions, medical decisions.
Paltrow is countersuing Sanderson, testifying earlier in the trial that he actually crashed into her.
I feel very sorry for him. It seems like he's had a very difficult life, but I did not cause the accident.
The defense also calling expert after expert in an attempt to hammer home the point that the cognitive decline the 76-year-old has experienced was not due to a concussion.
Depression and anxiety can cause all of the symptoms that he is complaining of post-collision.
Sanderson's legal team trying to discredit each of those experts.
And again, I'm a simple country lawyer, but I can read.
Pointing out that none of them personally examined Sanderson.
Doctor, do you commonly render opinions on your patients without a clinical exam?
No.
I do feel confident in my opinions.
Why is that?
Because the facts are the facts.
Each side now hoping that their version of the truth will sway the jury.
We all gathered.
This trial is being live streamed on the internet, and people are having a field day with it on social media, as we have all seen by now. And Paltrow's team has complained 3 times that the cameras in court have been too heavily focused on their celebrity client, which the judge said he would address. But it seems like this should be coming to a close soon, guys.
Yeah, it does. Kaylee Hartung. Kaylee, thank you.
NBC senior legal correspondent Laura Jarrett joins us now. Laura, boy, that was kind of brutal. Paltrow's team recalled the witness, and to hear him say that he had been ziplining in Costa Rica seemed like a lot.
Yesterday was a tough day for Terry Sanderson, the man at the center of all this, partly because his whole theory is that his entire life was changed after this incident, right? The whole argument is that because of the collision, he had all of these brain impalements, and now we hear him on the stand going through just a panoply of different trips. He was in his granddaughter's play. He's basically living his best life after this incident, and so it just sort of took the sails, I think, out of his argument there. Now, of course, we still haven't gotten to, the final closings here, but that was a really tough day for him.
Let's talk about the closing arguments here. I mean, what do both sides have to do to prove their case in closing?
So part of the issue here, of course, is that none of this was caught on camera, right? And so this is where the art of persuasion and sort of the advocacy of the attorneys could really shine, because they don't have hard evidence, and they don't have a smoking gun, they don't have a confession, they don't have anything to really tie it to. And so I think you're going to see the lawyers there, especially for Gwyneth Paltrow, try to say not only is she not at fault, but he doesn't have any damages, because they offered all of this medical testimony showing that perhaps he had some deficits, some brain issues even before this incident. And that's why all that expert testimony was so helpful.
So the trial's gotten this far, so we're waiting for a verdict, guilty or not guilty. Is there a chance that at this 11th hour they'll say, you know what, let's just go ahead and settle up right now?
You could, but, he's sort of lost, Terry Sanderson sort of lost his leverage at this point. And if they do that, perhaps, the settlement amount will not be for what he wants.
Right.
She seems like she's really dug in and wants to fight this. Remember, she's only asking for $1, but she is asking for her attorney's fees, which by all accounts, I haven't seen the bills, but are probably a lot more than $300,000, which is what he's asking for. And so he may have dug himself in here in a way that he perhaps didn't anticipate.
I watched some of the testimony yesterday, and the talk about him hanging out in the Amazon and ziplining in Costa Rica, and I thought, how did it get this far? Why, I mean, based on just some of the evidence that's already been presented, Why wouldn't the judge have thrown out this case ahead of the trial?
It's rare for a judge to take it out of the hands of the jury. He could have dismissed it before, but it's rare at this point. The judge is not going to interrupt that process. He's going to let the jury decide and see what happens.
All right, we'll see what happens then. Thank you, Laura Jarrett.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.